Hey, welcome to day 6 of the 7-day series of Your Body is Screaming at You, the emotional trauma behind every ache, disease, and chronic illness. So, what I've been doing is covering the emotional, suppressed emotions according to each part of the body. I'm going to start right off with a medical disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I am a clinical hypnotherapist. So this information is based on what I've studied and I experienced personally through health issues. And especially today, I'm going to cover the back. So I will share my personal story with back pain because I was in a car accident in 2009 and that hurt my pelvic area and my lower back. That caused chronic pain for years after. So emotions suppressed behind pain, specifically today, back pain. We're on day 6, so if you haven't watched yet, I started with an introduction where I explained that when it comes to chronic disease and chronic illness, such as autoimmune disease, it's windy, so this keeps falling, or cancer, there's usually, and again, I'm gonna always say this in every video, I'm talking about in general. Each individual is going to be more specific. This is more in general, what I have witnessed within myself and clients that have, during hypnotherapy, whether it was a back issue or throat issue, I've seen these patterns with emotions every time myself went back to 3 scenes to get to the origin and the root of my personal issues, and also with clients during those specific sessions. So what I was saying, there's always 2 factors behind chronic illness, chronic pain, diseases. 2 factors are, one, emotional. So emotions happening over time, multiple times, and then they get suppressed. And usually what happens is we have interpretations. Stuff happened when we're little, and then we do, because either we didn't have a safe environment to express our emotions, or we didn't have the knowledge and ways because of parents, or just like our like our community, how to express and how to communicate. So therefore what happens is, over time, these emotions get suppressed in specific area. It depends accordingly. So if you follow, like if you haven't watched yet, if you go from day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then to day 6, you're gonna see different emotions get stored in different areas of our body. Some are similar, but for example, when I covered the throat area, like me personally was diagnosed with Hashimoto autoimmune disease, thyroid disease. It was in relation with my speech, me not communicating my needs. I silent my voice. I used to stay quiet to keep the peace instead of expressing my feelings at the time right away. So they were suppressed, and they were suppressed around the throat area. So today I'm gonna cover the back area, and I'm gonna split it into different sections. So this way, hopefully it doesn't keep falling. It's a little windy here, but it's okay. All right, so back pain. Back pain. Back pain is typically feeling unsupported. Okay. And I want to split it into 3 sections. It's I'm gonna start. I know I started with the lower here, middle and upper. So I guess I'll start from the lower up. So lower back pain. If there's you or someone close to you who's been suffering from lower back pain, and I'm talking about chronic, okay, continuous lower back pain, especially like if you feel stressed, that's where you feel it. Lower back pain is typically related with financial stress. And any one of you who understands chakras, this is the root chakra. Okay, so root chakra covers support, financial stability, the home. So if you're going through a period of time where there's like financial not stable instability and insecurities, that specific stress is going to show up in the lower back. So fear of instability and due to financial stress. Now, I want to go on to the middle, and then I'm going to explain specifics too. So the middle back pain, middle back, I personally had lower, middle, and upper. I've seen it with clients. Whoopa. And there it goes. So and this was going to happen because it keeps blowing in. It happened so many times before I got on though, but it's okay. We'll go with the flow. Okay. So middle and upper. I've seen it with clients that came up, and the pattern that I've seen when I took them back to the root, to the three C's, middle was typically guilt and unresolved emotional boundaries. Okay, so feelings of guilt and unresolved emotional boundaries. The upper, which is actually more the most common, I feel like lower and upper are the ones that I witness the most between myself and clients. Upper is lack of support and literally someone who carries the weight of the world. So examples I've seen with clients, especially with women, is like someone with siblings that had to grow up fast in the family and was the older child or the responsible one, who was like the parent of the family, whether the parents had issues like alcoholics or not being present, and then this child took the responsibility of the other siblings and lots of responsibility at home, like chores, like just like carrying the home responsibilities. As a result, these kids, they grow up still feeling responsible for everybody. So literally, they carry the weight of the world, and they feel unsupported, lack of support, and as a result, they end up with chronic upper back pain. Now, this is personal. So when I was, I'm just gonna like go through this, and then I'm gonna put this down because I know it's gonna keep falling behind me. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the psoas muscle. It's spelled Psoas, and it's pronounced psoas. P is silent. I wasn't until I was in a car accident. It's not as common, People usually know about this either because they went through an injury like myself, or they are in the field, like physical therapist or chiropractor, okay, or I don't know, just like in relationship with that. So psoas, the psoas muscle, very, very interesting. It's a very large muscle that, let's see if it stays. That's a bit pause. It's a very large muscle that connects from under the rib all the way down, falling again, all the way down to the hip bone, the pelvic bone. Okay, so it's really, really large from under here all the way to the pelvic, and it connects the back to the pelvic, and it's responsible for us walking. So without it, we cannot walk because it's connecting with the hip area and the leg, right? So when I had the car accident, what happened was I got hit from the back, but I was twisted, and it just injured my pelvic area. It just twisted it and it made a mess. It injured the whole pelvic area. And it really caused a lot of lower back issues and hip. And I went to multiple doctors in the Philly area. So I went to these vast orthopedics, I was going to back orthopedics doctor, so they were looking at my lower back, and I went to hip doctors. And we're talking about like the best of Philly, okay? And everybody wanted to do surgery. Everyone wants to operate. Everybody wants to cut, okay? Because there's a lot of money involved. And I had 4 MRIs done. Nobody could figure it out because they were looking either at the lower back or at the hip. And then I went to a chiropractor, amazing, and he's the one who figured it out. The issue was the psoas. So the psoas, with the injury, because my pelvic got shifted, it injured it, and it was a mess. So when he figured out the root of the problem, then I was able to get the therapy accordingly, and it was a full-time job practically because I had to stop working, and then I had to just do therapy. So I was going to physical therapy, massage therapy, and chiropractor like multiple times per week. It became my life. It was difficult because it was very, very painful. But once this one chiropractor, amazing, he identified the root, the muscle, then I started getting better. I started to work on it. So that was taking care of the environmental part of it, okay? And it was helping. It was helping a lot. But then I was doing research to understand the emotional and the spiritual behind it. Let's see if I can go back. And what I've learned, ironically, is that the psoas is referred to the muscle of the soul. Super, super interesting. And it is connected to our emotional state. Okay, it stores trauma. So there's a lot of trauma, and every time the psoas gets traumatized or stressed, it tightens, and when it tightens, it causes back pain, lower back pain, and hip pain, especially in the front and like the pelvic bone. So a lot of people suffer from lower back pain. They have no idea, just like I didn't, for many years. It took years for this to find this chiropractor. I was suffering for years already, going to one orthopedic to another. And remember, they wanted to do surgery and all these MRIs, and they couldn't figure it out. Still wanted to do surgery though. Thank God I didn't. But years passed until I found this one chiropractor, thank God, and figured it out. So because it was storing all this emotional trauma, it was tight. Okay, it was tight. And when it tightens, you can't walk properly. It causes lower back pain, hip pain, and there's sciatic issues. Okay, so because it just messes your whole, everything is connected, so it messes your whole lower back. There, I had tight piriformis muscle in the back, and that was causing sciatic. So it was like one thing was leading to another. Tight psoas, couldn't walk properly, tighten it was a mess. It was a hot mess because sciatic issues, I couldn't walk, and it just required years of therapy to get back. But so then, yes, I was learning the emotional part of the psoas, and I learned that it stores trauma, and it's linked to our fight or flight response. So if you are dealing with lower back pain, sciatic issues, or you know someone, there are ways to release the psoas. Okay, there are massages. I've learned because of years of therapy. I now, if it tightens up, if there's stuff, I know how to release it. I can go in there, and I like, there's ways to release the tightness. And so I stopped. This took a long time. I mean, from 2009, God, probably 2022, 2023. But in order for me to be able to stop doing therapy, so I did stop physical therapy and massage therapy a while ago, and then I just kept the chiropractor because I was doing physical work. But then I've learned that in order for me to keep my back strong and avoid the pain, it was very, very important for me to work out and keep my muscles around the area, like my abs, my legs, my butt, strong to support my back. So walking and working out, it's not an option for me. It's a must in order for me to keep that, because it will, if I lift something the wrong way, or if I bend, you know what I mean, it will trigger it. And if I'm going through a lot of craziness, period of time where there's like a lot of stress, it will affect my psoas. So it's kind of like my thyroid. I'm in tune with it. So if my lower back gets tight, it starts hurting, I know the psoas needs my attention. Okay, and I connect with it. It's like, okay, why are you angry? Because literally it tightens up, and it tightens this whole pelvic area. It's not fun. Also, I do stretches when I get up and at nighttime, like yoga stretches. They help a lot. And yeah, walking helps a lot. And I limit my sitting. So to this day, okay, that was 2009. I don't know how many years ago. But to this day, I still limit sitting. I don't like sitting. So anyone who knows me, I limit sitting to, I'm going up for dinner, driving, of course. But other than that, I'm either standing, walking, or sleeping, laying down. I just like to go, okay? So it helps. And swimming helps a lot too. So if you've got back issues and you're in Malta, Mediterranean Sea, please go swim, because that sea is very healing. When I was there last year, I swam every single day, including in winter, and it helped a lot, because swimming, your weight, it's really beneficial for back pain. And the salt over there is very healing. Okay, a few more things. Actually, one more thing that I wanted to go through with you guys today. So arthritis, if you or anyone suffering from arthritis, is typically someone who's rigid and resistance to change, so has a hard time to change and is resisting. Now, if you or someone, I've seen this multiple times with clients, if you are dealing with RA, rheumatoid arthritis, okay, it's like, you can't make this up. It was the common thing: resentment and anger. And what happens is, if you or someone who's been dealing with RA for a long time, that means you've got fire. Literally, your body is on fire, because that's what arthritis, RA, is: inflammation of an inside. So resentment and anger is going to cause fire. There goes it falls again. It's causing fire, and your body, there's like all this inflammation. Okay, so it's really important to get to the root and see where this anger and this resentment is coming from, and release it. You want to get to the root, release it, so it's no longer your body speaking for you, because that's this is what it's about. To bring awareness that it's like, look, you don't have to suffer. Okay, you might be taking medicine, and you might be doing certain exercises. Great, all that is very helpful. But you want to get to the root. And in order for us to get to the roots, we gotta take you back during hypnosis to the scenes, to the origin. Where did it all start? Why are you dealing with all this pain? What are you holding on to? That's it for today, and I will see you for the last day tomorrow.